Well, hey there, it's that coding guy here, breaking it down and making it accessible. In this video, I'd like to talk about array lists, and we'll also touch on some more of the good stuff of inheritance. So if you've missed my has a versus is a video, go check that out. And if you're not familiar with basic arrays in Java, go check that out because this video will make use of knowledge from both of those videos. So array lists are different than straight up arrays in that we don't have to specify the length of our array list when we create one. Whereas with a straight up array in Java, you do need to specify the length. And so for a regular old array, if we ever need more than we originally allocated, we have to create an entire new array, copy contents over, and go from there. So what array lists do is they are dynamic and they flex. And if Java will manage all of that for us, it'll manage the size under the hood, and we don't have to worry about all that. So they are very convenient. Let's take a look at how to create one. We'll define a list and angle brackets. And here we specify what our data type is that this array list will hold. And I'll start off with car here, and I'll name this list cars. Using plural here as a signal to both myself and other developers that this is some sort of collection. I'm holding multiple elements inside this variable, and that's why it's named as plural. So then we'll equal, and we'll use the new keyword, and we'll use array list here. Finish that off with the semicolon. In previous versions, we may have had to specify the type again here in this angle bracket, but with the most recent versions of Java, that is considered redundant now, and it's able to inherently know that this is an array list of cars by using that type there. So now we've got a brand new array list. We didn't have to specify the size, and we can start adding new cars to it. So I've got a couple of cars defined up above here, and I'll go ahead and say cars dot add, and we'll add the volt, and we will add the Lamborghini, and I'll go ahead and try to add that vehicle now as well. So we'll try cars dot add vehicle. We see we had that declared just as a new vehicle object. So vehicle is the parent class of car. We can see this is just a regular class. Car then extends vehicle. So when I go to try to add a vehicle to this list of cars, I am unable to do so. But if I instead add or change this to be a list of vehicles instead, now I've got no problem. And this list, this array list now contains both vehicles and cars. And that is because a car is a vehicle. So this is another example of the power of extending classes and inheritance. And to be fair, this has nothing to do with array lists. We could have done the same thing with an array. But I just wanted to add a little bit more into this video and point that out. We can have collections of all different types of data types as long as they are the same type, if that makes sense. So no matter how many different things extended from vehicle, we could have them all in here. We could add an airplane and a boat as well. So anyway, cool stuff there. And, you know, if we check out the things that we can do on our array list, we could do cars dot. And as newcomers to the discipline, I would definitely advise you to do this on objects once in a while that you're working with, just to take a peek through what methods you have available and kind of familiarize yourself bit by bit with things that you use pretty often. So we see here, we've got the add method, we've got an add a vehicle element, or add an element, add an index. Looks like we could add multiple elements from another collection, perhaps. We could see if this list contains something, if it equals another list. We could remove an object. We could remove an object at a specific index. Remove all. We could get the size. That's the sister to the array length attribute. Looks like we could sort all kinds of different stuff. So I would say that if the problem that you're solving, it's necessary to really think about performance. Performance is really important. Then I would say stick to a regular array, because by and large they are more performant. Whereas the array lists, they're dynamic, they flex, but Java will manage the size under the hood for us, and when it does those things, it may take additional memory to sort all of that out, and it may not be as performant as a straight up array. So there's trade-offs. As with many things throughout programming, you could do it this way, you could do it that way, but there's pros and cons to each approach. So it's very important to have a good understanding of what your requirements are and what your constraints are for the problem that you're solving, so that you can pick the best solution for your specific scenario. So I think that's about all I wanted to cover here. Hopefully that helped. So if you found the content interesting, you learned something, please give me a like on the video. Shoot me a message if you have any questions, and subscribe if you haven't. It helps the channel. Thanks. Cheers.